Hey loves, it's Brett, and in this video I wanted to talk about the composite chart aspect of Jupiter conjunct Saturn. So this video was actually requested, and I'm not surprised really. I've seen Jupiter Saturn aspects in the composite chart to be pretty significant in long-term relationships. I've seen them in a lot of long-term relationships. So I have some reasons for that, which I'll talk about why I think that is. But first, I'll just talk about, so in this video, we're talking about the composite chart, a separate chart from the synastry, the relationship chart comparison. This is the chart of the relationship itself, like as if the relationship had a natal chart. So to have this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in the composite chart shows that this relationship feels purposeful. It feels fated. And really, to me, I feel like you can accomplish a lot together as a couple. Now, the downside of this is we have Jupiter, our faith and hope and joy, being conjunct exactly with Saturn, which can represent fears and challenges and what's really, really hard. But interestingly enough, like with this conjunction, it can go either way. You can find as a couple you become more negative, less hopeful, it's harder for you to see the light at times, or it can have the opposite effect of like structuring the hopes and the faith of a couple, the success, to a level where it actually materially manifests. So interestingly enough about these Jupiter-Saturn aspects in the composite chart is I feel that they actually show the relationship becoming concrete, becoming something, okay? And Saturn aspects tend to be there in the composite charts of long-term relationships. Now, this aspect doesn't really show a romantic connection, but what I feel like the energy of Jupiter-Saturn does is it makes a relationship committed, because we have this, or it can, I'm not going to say 100% of the time, this isn't totally like a romantic energy, but we have the energy of Jupiter combined with the energy of Saturn, which are very different energies, but when they're combined together in the composite chart, it seems to feel like this relationship is something significant. We're doing something important, especially with the conjunction. It feels more urgent, like, we better get together and do this, whether it's a project, whether it's a relationship, like actually committing to each other. This one tends to feel heavy, like it could feel like, oh, we got to do this, but it also can cause a relationship to come together. So you want to look at the rest of the chart and see if there's other compatibility. And then this is just going to be this influence where as a couple, you're motivated and you like are able to create something tangible together. That's really how I see Jupiter Saturn aspects in the composite chart, is like you build a power couple, and the past and the future are together. So you're able to take the wisdom of the past and past experiences and use it for something constructive. Now, like I said, with the negative part of it is that, depending on the personalities, this one can feel pretty heavy because we have, Jupiter, the faith and hope and joy and like where we're successful, being conjunct with Saturn, which can be a more gloomy energy, but Saturn really does represent life lessons that we have to learn. So as a couple, you're learning something around timing, around when to go forward and when to go back, or when to be outward and when to be inward, or when to be super optimistic and when to be more pessimistic, right? And life goes in cycles. So this relationship has this heavier theme, and you're also going to really want to look at, if you have accurate birth times for both of you, you're going to want to look at the house that this conjunction is taking place in the composite chart, because that is going to be a very big deal for you guys. It's going to be a pretty heavy weighted thing, but it also could be where you could see great success. So yeah, this aspect is definitely not easy. It's not like this is a super lighthearted, fun relationship. Maybe it is. Maybe you have other Jupiter aspects going on, like Jupiter to a different planet and some trines or something. But this one is more like, okay, we've come together for some fated purpose, and now, we're gonna do it, right? And yeah, so there can be a bit of an energy of like, oh, like you the old ball and chain, or like, you can't get away from this relationship, and it can lack joy depending on what's stronger, Saturn or Jupiter, right? So that could happen, but it does sort of create this unbreakable bond, and this very significant purpose of the relationship. And maybe the purpose of the relationship is to, you have your children, or maybe you actually do have a business together or a project together. That would also make sense. So yeah, the conflict and challenge there is just around hope versus fear too, and it's definitely a significant relationship, I would say. Okay, so another thing about this relationship, because Jupiter and Saturn are conjunct in the composite chart, it's showing that the way that your individual Jupiters and Saturns in your own natal charts combine is to create this conjunction in the composite chart. So it can make both of you more motivated, more grounded, more practical. And Jupiter really needs Saturn. Like, these planets balance each other out. So this is definitely a power couple aspect. You're a force to be reckoned with, and you're kind of no bullshit. Like, Saturn is like matter of fact. You're more like matter of fact. It's not necessarily flowery or romantic, but you definitely can get stuff done together because of the way that your Jupiter and Saturns are combining, your Jupiters and Saturns. It's creating this conjunction. And think about people who have this conjunction in their natal chart. Like, it's difficult, but it's powerful. So this is definitely a power couple aspect, in my opinion. But I'd love to know your experience of this aspect. How was this relationship for you, having this in the composite chart? And yeah, this was requested. Let me know your requests in the comments below, and I will add them to my list. Thanks for watching, you guys. Talk soon. Bye.